Yo, what's up everyone? In today's video, I want to talk about the weapons being unlocked for all classes and my opinion on that. And I want to go over some leaks that I've seen in the new playtest and personally have been told about. And some of these leaks I'm going to talk about are private and have not been made public yet. So getting into this, DICE has decided to unlock all weapons for all classes. Now, a lot of people are saying that we're no longer back. It's over, it's GG. Game's ruined, and I think everyone's overreacting. I really don't think it's that big of a deal, especially because a lot of these people are pointing towards Battlefield 4. And let's take a look at Battlefield 4. Any class can use DMRs, any class can use shotguns, and any class can use carbines. The other day, I literally had a game where I had 30 deaths, and 20 of those deaths were to those three gun types. So 2/3 of my deaths were the DMR, shotguns, and carbines. So I really don't think it's a big deal. And people are talking about predictability when it comes to classes, and it's like you're not going to be able to predict when someone's using a shotgun or DMR. Like I decided to take a fight with an assault player, Battlefield 4. Turns out he's a shotgun. You know, I push him close range, I'm dead. There's no like predictability in that. Or I decided to take a fight against assault, like long range. Turns out he's a DMR. I get 2-tapped and I die. Like there's just no predictability in that at all. And I think it's actually for the better if they unlock all the weapons for the classes. You know, maybe people would stop using shotguns as much if they can use SMGs in their class. You know, things like that. So I think it might actually be for the better. But if they do decide to change it back to locking the guns for the class, I also don't care. I'm fine either way, but I think unlocking the guns is better. Now, if you do use a sniper on recon, you get a buff, and this works for all classes too. If you use assault rifle on assault, LMGs on support, you know, SMGs on engineer, there's a buff. I don't know what the buff is on all classes, but when it comes to recon, if you use snipers, you can hold your breath longer. So there is a positive to using the class's gun on the class. I did see a lot of worry on how sniper can be used on every class, and that on support they'll have unlimited heals and ammo. And I really don't think it's that big of a deal, because when you ever run out of ammo when you're playing sniper, maybe you're sitting in like the absolute back of the map sniping like 600 meters and you're like 10 bullets to even like hit one person or something like that. Like I don't really know, but like even if you are doing that, I don't think ammo and heals is really gonna like be that game changing. And on top of that, you're going to lose out on all the perks and all the gadgets that make sniping even better. Like if you die, you're going to have to run back there. You don't have a spawn beacon. You don't have all the spotting information you do with the perks or like tugs or anything like that. So like I really don't think it's a big deal at all. The only thing I am concerned about is recon now be able to use all weapons. I'm not worried about all the other classes being able to use all weapons, but just recon. Because before recon could use all weapons and we only thought it could use snipers, the class was already super OP. You had perk 1, spot by aiming. You had perk 4, call on a mortar. Class gadget, tugs, throwables, a throwable motion sensor. For some reason it's in grenades and not a gadget. While also having an MAV, deploy beacon, and C4. So this class was very OP. And I didn't even go over everything, but I went over like the most broken things in the class at the moment. And now that this class can use ARs, you know, you spot by aiming, you have that with an AR, you get a level 4 perk, you get UAV. I assume it follows you and spots people around you. You know, that's pretty good. I'd say it's OP, but now you can use that with like assault rifle. So what, you're just gonna be running around the map, UAV spotting people for you, and now you're killing them. It's like, you know, it's basically like cheats. Top of that, you get a tugs as the class gadget. Class gadgets also recharge, so if it's broken or you forget to pick it up, you get one back after a minute, so you can just replace it. So you could be holding down a building with an AR on recon, put down a tugs, you go to a different building. You don't have to worry about it being broken or pick it up. Just put down another tugs. You just keep rotating around the map, putting down tugs, and now you can do this with an AR or LMG or anything. It just makes the class a lot better. On top of that, you have throwable motion sensors, which is already very good and should be in the gadget slot, not the grenade slot. But these are definitely used when you're playing aggressively, which is a little hard to do on sniper. But now that you can use automatic rifles, throwable motion sensors become even better. And you still get 2 more gadgets. You're probably going to run deploy beacon, and then you might be running C4 or even claymores if you're like camping or something. I don't know. But you just get these 3 gadgets, which personally, I think there should only be 2 gadgets. Remove the class gadget and just allow you to select 2, or have the class gadget and only allow you to select 1. I think having 3 gadgets is going to cause a balancing issue for all classes. But right now, Recon just has an insane amount of info, and the class was already broken back when we thought you could only use snipers. But now it's even better knowing that you can use automatic rifles. So this class definitely needs to be tweaked. But this is my only worry when it comes to unlocking guns, is just Recon. I really do think that all the other classes are fine. I really don't think it's that big of a deal. Moving on to the leaks. I have been told that the mouse input is off. It feels floaty, it's not crisp, and it's even worse than 2042 mouse input. They said that maybe it's the low FPS causing it to feel bad, but it feels bad. And this is a credible source, a good player that I'm hearing this from. And I watched an hour and 30-minute video that got leaked of this playtest, and in the chat in game, there's people also complaining that the mouse input feels terrible. And this is extremely concerning, considering that 2042 also had a terrible mouse input, and it's one of the main reasons why I didn't play the game. For some reason, ever since 2020, these game developers can just no longer make a game that's optimized for PC, it seems like. Every game has issues, whether it be FPS or mouse input or both. But somehow 10, 15 years ago, we're making games that feel extremely crisp. But nowadays, no dev can seem to do that. So I have no idea what's going on, but like this right here could literally ruin Battlefield 6. If the mouse input doesn't work properly, so many people won't play the game. Moving on, I was told there was a lot of horizontal recoil on guns. I don't know what attachments were used. I don't know how it was tested. I don't know anything like that. I was just told there's a lot of horizontal recoil on guns. On to the next topic, which is a big one, is the movement. Apparently you can jump and shoot. You can sprint and reload. The movement does feel smooth and not really clunky, which is good. It's probably the most important thing. And when it comes to air strafing, it's pretty much non-existent. There's just like no air strafing at all, which I'm not really a fan of. I think there should be a little. I don't think it needs to be like Battlefield 4. But I think there should be like a little bit of air strafing. It adds some nice skill. And it feels like it just kind of like flows better as well. But I was told the movement does feel smooth and it's not really clunky, and I think that's like the most important part. Next, the game has a test range, and apparently it's super nice. It's really easy to customize guns and quickly get into the test range, try it out, and quickly go back to customizing it, change out attachments or whatever, and then getting right back into the test range, which I think is really good, because I think having just a nice test range is just super important, and it makes things a lot easier when you try to test weapons out compared to other games. So this is a big plus. I think DICE did a really good job here. Now I want to talk about stun grenades. I talked about it a little bit in my last video, saying that if it worked like the way COD did, it's going to be like completely broken. And I was told it works like exactly like COD. You can't sprint, you can't ADS, your movement is all slowed. And I think that's very concerning. I don't think stun grenades should even be in the game. I don't think it's possible to even balance stun grenades. It should just be removed, especially in a game like Battlefield where there's like so many people. Imagine throwing a stun grenade in like a room of 10 people, and then like the fuse time is usually pretty short if it's like COD, and now all of these people just can't move. And you have the perk, you get 2 stun grenades. So you just throw 2 stun grenades in there just in case. And now everyone's stunned, no one can move, no one can shoot. Well, I guess you can shoot, but you can't ADS, and looking around is like all slowed down. So you're basically unable to even play the game. And on top of that, we have no idea how the stun grenade like fully works. You know, can it hit you through walls? Like if it's close, like if it's landing on a wall next to you, does it hit you through the wall? Can you hide behind like a half wall? Like we don't exactly like know how this stuff like works. So like it could be even better than we think. I just think it's impossible to balance it, even if they do remove like the slows from it and things like that. I just don't really think it should be in the game. When it comes to the assault perk, I think it's the level 3 version of Commando. What it does, it allows you to regen faster, and apparently it's so fast that the med pen becomes almost useless. And not only do you regen super fast, it activates super fast as well, which I think is kind of a problem. I mean, if it's so good that it defeats the purpose of the med pen, then it probably needs to be nerfed. But I'm sure DICE will like tweak small things like that. The problem is that are they actually gonna like handle the big issues of the game? But I guess we'll find out. It is a pre-alpha, but the game comes out in like 7 months, so we'll see. The window's closing. Next up, time to kill. I was told the time to kill was very quick up close, but like medium range, it felt pretty normal. And I think that's pretty accurate. I saw a video of actual leaked footage, and I don't exactly know what gun they were using. It looked like an SMG. Maybe it's like an assault rifle that they made look like an SMG through the gunsmith. I don't exactly know, but up close, it was doing 25 damage, which that's a 4-shot kill, and it was shooting pretty fast. So for an SMG, like that's kind of crazy, a 4-shot kill. But then like medium range, it was doing like 17 damage, which is like a crazy damage fall off. So I'm wondering if like guns up close do a lot of damage, and then the damage fall off is like extreme. Because they do like 25 damage up close, and then like medium range, it's now doing like 17. That's a crazy damage fall off. That's going from a 4-shot kill to a 6-shot kill, and like a 20-meter difference or something like that. Like, so I don't know, maybe the up close needs to be touched a little bit, like the damage on like the weapons, and then they need to change the damage fall off on the way it works. But the video I saw, like the guy's gun, it seemed like it shot pretty fast. It looked like an SMG, and 25 damage up close and medium range, it was 17. So that kind of adds up with what I've been told with the time to kill is very quick up close, but then medium range, it's like pretty normal. And the last thing I'm going to go over is the HUD. I was told that when it comes to knowing like what perk you're on, the HUD doesn't really do a good job at like telling you. And on top of that, when you do have your level 4 perk, because I'm pretty sure every level 4 perk in this game is something that you activate, it doesn't really do a good job of like showing you what the cooldown is, or like how you can like get it back. Like I don't know if you use your level 4 perk, if it puts you back to level 3 and you have to get level 4 again, or if you continue to have level 4 and there's just a cooldown. So apparently like the HUD doesn't do a good job of telling you what level perk you're on. And when I was watching the leaks, I also didn't really see where the perks would be on the HUD. So again, it is pre-alpha, but I feel like the window is closing, and this is a stress test. I feel like usually when you stress test the servers, the game is like kind of almost there, but looking at the game and these things, it doesn't feel like it's almost there. I mean, I was literally watching a video today, and he put on the scope and half the scope was invisible. So like maybe it's an old build, maybe it's like the only build that's like stable to hold this many players, which is possible, but like I don't know, it kind of feels like the window is closing. I mean, I guess it is speculation that it'll come out in like 7 months. They do have up until March, but ever since GTA got delayed, you know, there's been a lot of signs showing that it'll come out like October or November. So I guess we'll see. This is pretty much all the info that I have at the moment. If I do get more big info, I'll definitely make another video on it. So I hope you all enjoyed. Please leave a like, subscribe. Later.
げよう。